Some issues regarding Friday prayer 197. Since permission to perform Friday prayer has long been granted in many villages, it has become customary to perform Friday prayer in villages, just as it is in towns. Refer to the section on rules regarding mosques. 198. If a villager intends to go to a city on Friday and remain there until the time of Friday prayer, Friday prayer becomes obligatory for him. However, if he intends to leave the city before the time for Friday prayer is not obligatory for him, according to a well-established opinion. If he intends to leave the city after the time for Friday prayer has begun, Friday prayer is still not obligatory for him. 199 on Friday. It is disliked, makruh, to set out on a journey, travel, after the time of Zuhr without having prayed the Friday prayer. Setting out before the time of Zuhr, however, is not disliked. 200. Just as it is disliked for the disabled and those in custody to perform the noon prayer in the city before the Friday prayer on Friday, it is also disliked for them to perform it in congregation after the Friday prayer has been performed. It is recommended for them to perform the noon prayer after the Friday prayer has been performed. For it is hoped that their excuses may have ceased by that time. 201. If a person, despite having no valid excuse on Friday, were to perform the noon prayer without first performing the Friday prayer, that prayer will be valid. However, since they have abandoned the Friday prayer, they would have committed a sin. However, if such a person then heads to the mosque to perform the Friday prayer before it has been performed, the noon prayer they perform will count as a voluntary prayer. Whether or not one makes it to Friday prayer, and whether or not one gives up one's intention to attend. Therefore, if one cannot make it to Friday prayer, one must perform the noon prayer again, according to two scholars, unless one goes and begins the Friday prayer. The noon prayer one has already performed remains valid. 202. It is recommended to recite the takbir. Perform ablution, use a miswak, wear clean and neat clothing, and apply pleasant-smelling perfume for Friday. Once the call to prayer is recited from the minaret, it is obligatory to stop whatever one is doing and go to the mosque immediately. 203. On Friday, it is recommended to go to the mosque early, perform 2 rak'ahs of the Tahiyyat al-Masjid prayer, and recite or listen to Surah al-Kahf. 204. Anyone going to the mosque may, provided they do not disturb others, go as close as possible to the pulpit if the sermon has not yet begun. Otherwise, they should sit wherever they can find a place. However, if nitrogen monoxide seat is available and there are empty spaces in the front rows, one may, out of necessity, move to one of these empty spaces. 205. When the preacher ascends the pulpit, the congregation must listen in silence. They must not exchange greetings or perform supererogatory prayers. In fact, when the blessed names of our prophet are mentioned during the sermon, it is more meritorious for the congregation to offer prayers and greetings, and to content themselves with listening, according to a narration from Imam Abu Yusuf. In this situation, the salutation and blessings are offered privately. 206. The first Sunnah of Friday prayer, once the preacher ascends the pulpit, should be completed immediately while observing the obligatory acts of the prayer. 207. It is more virtuous for the person delivering the sermon to lead the Friday prayer. 208. Anyone who joins the imam before the Friday prayer has ended completes that prayer. The same ruling applies even if the imam is in the TASHHHUD or the prostration of forgetfulness. According to Imam Muhammad, one who joins the imam after the ruku of the second rak'ah completes the noon prayer, not the Friday prayer.